Last time on Smiling Ball Z. And now it's time to close out this unhinged little series with my personal favourite lanky cheese patrician, Allan. Just like his grinning brethren, I designed Allan's 3D model for 6cm keychains. Are those twiggy little goblin limbs? Yeah, they're frail as hell. So to spare him from spontaneous amputation, I pose him in a nefarious seated stance, contemplating his paperclips like a true intellectual. I did consider thickening his limbs, for his safety of course, but ultimately I decided to plough ahead and pray to the print gods for mercy. To the slicer! Since no modifications were needed, for now, I popped Allan into my 3D print slicer and shrank him to about 3cm. I already had all the paint mapping done from the keychain version, but, and here's where the slicer decides to gaslight me, different scales mess with the slicer's colour placement. So, after some painstaking micro adjustments, because I cared deeply about the red fella's dental hygiene, I checked the fuzz box, slapped on the no fuzz modifier, and flooded the plate with little red gremlins. Now listen guys, I need you to approach this next part with sensitivity and respect for Allan's dignity. He prolapsed. Yep, every single print, for God knows what reason, they all warped like crazy, leaving behind the unmistakable aura of a backdoor break-in. At first I thought my 0.2 nozzle settings were the issue, so I recalibrated and reprinted. Nope, the man was still suffering. So rather than waste more filament on potential rectal implosions, I swapped the 0.2 nozzle for a 0.4 and printed at the lowest layer height possible to see if Allan could finally no peak. Now, before I show you the results, you should know the 0.2 nozzle print took 4 or 5 days. The 0.4 nozzle print took just under 2. And I can't see any difference at all! Well, except for one thing. No prolapse! Excellent. The 0.2 nozzle is officially fired until it learns to stop violating my prints. So now, with a batch of little red demons in front of me, it's time for cleanup. Step 1. I enter gorilla mode and rip off all the supports with unhinged glee. Step 2. Any stubborn bits of few supports are brutally excised with my devilishly powerful X-Acto knife. Step 3. To finalise the torment, I burn off any white stress marks with a heat gun. Step 4. I'm running out of fingers. Allan receives the forbidden glaze. Now no snickering. There's nothing funny about glazing a man's face. I take my dedicated glaze brush, scoop up the tiniest dab of clear UV nail gel and gently coat his little oculars. Then I nuke his corneas with a UV torch for 5 to 10 seconds, 2 coats per eye. Because leaving one eye high and dry, that's just cruel. Final steps, trepanation and lanyardification. With Allan now glistening and terrified, it's time to drill into his skull. I take a tiny eyelet screw and vigorously twist it into the back of his crimson head. Once thoroughly trepanated, I thread the charm lanyard through, and voila! Tiny Allan lives. Huh? And just like that, the Smiling Friends Gashapon project is complete! I can finally move on with my miserable existence. But wait! You can own a piece of my suffering! These cursed little keychains are available in my store right now! Links in the description. Either. Thanks for wasting another fraction of your lifespan on this video. If you have any ideas for future horrors, drop them in the comments. See you next time!